Hello, class. Can you guess what we're making today? That's right, a big, realistic looking ladybug. For today, you'll need a red marker and a black marker. And if you are finished early and you have time and you want to try, you can add white highlights with a white colored pencil. And you can add gray shadows with a gray marker. If you have black colored pencil or a dark gray pencil, you might want to use that. I'll show you an extra tip at the end. So today all we need is a red marker and a black marker. And for the older grades, if you want to try, you can try gray pencil and white pencil. Okay, so let's start. Please take out your black marker to draw your ladybug. The first thing that you need to do to draw your ladybug is to draw the head. So make a line not too close to the bottom of the paper because you want space for his body, and not too high at the top because you have to draw his antennas. So draw a line that goes like this, curves a little bit, another line that curves a little bit, and then a curved line down. Then put a roundy oval inside here. Then after you do that, you can draw his antenna. Now let's draw his big body. Remember that the ladybug is smaller at the top and gets a little bit wider at the bottom. And then close it. You don't have to make it look as wide at the bottom as mine if you don't want to. The next step is to draw a slice where his wings open. The bottom opens up a little bit. See, touch the line, draw down, the bottom opens a little bit. Then it's time to draw his legs. Let's draw one leg going off of his head. 2, 3, in the toes. Let's draw, he has 3 legs on each side. Another leg. Let's draw another leg because he has 3 on each side. One, 2, 3, and toes. Let's draw another leg way down. 1, 2, 3, and toes. Now the legs on the other side. Remember, the first one's attached kind of like to his head. 1, it's like a rectangular oval shape, oblong. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, going out, and toes. And the last leg. 1, These are like little flanges. Then there's like knuckles between, or folds. 2, 3 parts to his leg and toes. We're all done with the legs. Now it's time to make the spots. His head and nose area. It's not really his head and nose. We have to look. I don't know. All I know is thorax. All right, so let's draw the top part of him that has this reflective white area. And put 2 spots here for the items that are seen on his head, that look like eyes, spots. Then let's draw 2 spots. Then let's draw 2 spots going off that don't fit on. Then let's draw 2 spots. You guys are getting really good. We can draw anything now. And put one up here. Leave these spots white and color in his head here. After you color in his head, then you can color in the spots, and then we're going to color in the legs. Concentrate, color them nice and neat so you don't go outside of the lines. It's very important because it's like we're zoomed in on this ladybug through a magnifying glass. So you want everything to look perfect when it comes to the spots. Marker is very good for this. It's making it look nice and crisp and contrasty. Red and black are great contrasting colors. Colors that where one is really bright and the other one is really bright, and then together, when their powers combine, they make a good contrasting team. Colors that are across from each other on the color wheel contrast well too. Ladybugs have the same colors that catch babies' attentions with Elmo. Color this spot in black. They're natural attention grabbers. Football teams and basketball and baseball teams, their team colors are usually always contrasting colors. Do you know any teams that have red, black? Okay, now check this out. Under here, we're gonna leave white, but that's when it's time for us to color red. Under here, we're gonna leave white. Don't draw on there now with the black. There's no black in there. There's no black in here, except for the black line that's going through. We're gonna draw white. Can't see it, right? Okay, now it's time for us to color in its legs. Take your time. Make sure it's neat and in the lines. This leg looks really small. This leg looks really small. I didn't really do that the first time, but it's kind of okay. I'm gonna leave it that way because it depends on the perspective and where the angle, you know. So it's part of the perspective of my drawing where this side looks near and this side looks far. I'm gonna leave it exactly like that. If your legs are different sizes, you can think about that and be all right with it. Oh, I almost forgot to color in here. While I have the black out. Okay, closing my powerful black, putting it to the side, now getting my red. All of the black is finished and complete. We'll be using gray later for shadows, optionally. You don't have to do that, and you also don't have to do the white highlights. Here we go. Take out your red, put the cap on the back, and the first thing you do is make this. Touches the bottom there. Touches the bottom. Now color in its shell. I can't wait till it's time for us to share. Outline everything first so that you don't bump into it. Try not to bump into your black because you don't want to smudge like I just did. Once you outline everything, then you can color more freely. I'm bumping into the black a little bit, but hopefully it'll be dry by the time I need to color everything in. I'm saying hopefully the tip of my marker will absorb all the black that I bumped into and it won't be a part of my coloring. Okay, here we go. Coloring in your ladybug's case, your ladybug's exoskeleton. When the ladybug spreads its wings, you can see other little smaller wings underneath, I think. I think their wings are like in layers and flaps. Does anyone know? Can anyone Google that for 15 dojo points? Tell us how many sets of wings do regular ladybugs have? I know there's different kinds of beetles that look like ladybugs. This makes it look shiny. Now I'm finished with my red. Now it's time to draw the shadows. You can stop here, we're finished. If you're still finishing coloring in your red, that's fine. I'm gonna jump to making my highlights. They're not really necessary, but it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna put some white here. And like an egg top. white colored pencil. Then I'm gonna turn my paper so I can make some lines going this way to shade this way. Darkest at the bottom here, brightest value of white at the bottom. Then you can take the same white and go around its body. The better that your colored pencils are, Crayola is not really working well. I should have used my praying white. But it's subtle. You're going to go right on top of the spot. It's subtle. That means it doesn't really show up a lot. Put another highlight on this side of his body. This is aerial view. Aerial view is view seen from above, like a bird's eye view. If you're a bird, what do you see when you look down in the community? Flying around, the bird is flying up high. He can see the ladybug, or we're standing up and we can see the ladybug on the table, see? Standing up. We're doing aerial view, view from above. We can see the top of his back because we're standing up big. Let me make sure this spot is colored in. Maybe next week we can do a ladybug in a different angle. All right. That's it. We can stop here. If you're ready to share your work, please raise your hand in Zoom. You'll get 5 points for sharing your work at the end of the day. I now put all dojo points in at the end because the reception is low where I am in the building. Look at this, kids. Don't even put ladybug on it. You know, we're not gonna write on this one. If you want, you can write your name at the bottom. Miss French. All right, here's the shadowy part. Take your marker, your gray marker now, for the older kids, and mimic underneath. Underneath. Mimic underneath. It can be really close, especially when it gets to the toes. When it gets to the toes, the shadow can touch. When it gets to the toes, the shadow can touch. When it gets to the toes, the shadow can touch. And that's it, you got it. We're not gonna do the antler shadow. Oh, wait. And start at the bottom of its body and give it a shadow under here. Use the broad side of your marker so that try to only go over it once so it'll be light gray. And let me see, it just starts at the bottom of his leg, not up here. And that's it. There you have it. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the ladybug lesson. Bye-bye.